with Neebs, and I'm here with my co-host Jeff, aka DJ Attack Titan. what's
I love that one. Yeah.
what's up, Jazz? How you doing? Look, we are on an episode of Salaam anime, which is like I guess we're an anime show now. I guess that's what we do now.
Dude, I told you. Like when everyone shops on anime, like it's like some medium that's like not worthy of praise or worthy of awards and whatnot. I'm like, God, you just actually gotta watch it. It sounds like you've never actually watched an anime before, and now look at you, man. We got you into two animes at least.
I know.
You
I am
have
in
a
two animes, and that's not including the Studio Ghibli stuff. So yeah,
Mhm.
I am in Attack on Titan, fully invested. Got Attack on Titan poster on my wall, and I got the One Piece sweatshirt. Like, not only am I a fan of anime now, I am in the fandom. Like, I bought merch. I have merch.
Wait till we get you into some of the others,
So
because
there's
you're gonna be
like
like, oh
one
my
step.
god.
So you watched it, then you're buying stuff. We'll
Yeah.
Mhm.
see how far this goes.
I know, I know. How far will it go? We don't know. Uh, and we don't know where it'll stop. Maybe there's more animes that I gotta check out. I heard something about Demon Slayer. That
Yes.
seems like interesting. Something called Bleach apparently
Yes.
is very interesting.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've been told the Holy Trinity is basically One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, and then the father of the Holy Trinity is this Dragon Ball Z. This is what I have been told.
Basically,
Yeah. So
the
I
big
wanna
three.
yeah, so I wanna watch these at least. So I wanna get them under my belt. So like I'm not a total noob. And then I could go to these anime cons and actually get the references in like all of these like conventions. So that's my goal.
Nice. That's a lot
Uh,
of episodes.
I know.
So good luck.
Especially Naruto, right? Naruto's a lot, and like
You can
I'm
skip
only
a lot of it, I guess, but it is a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
and One Piece, I'm only at 400, so like I got to the Amazon Lily arc, and then Netflix ran out of episodes, and I was like, oh, this is
Control.
all. Yeah, I got to get on
Mhm.
Crunchyroll. Hopefully Crunchyroll is on what you call it, your mobile device, because that's where I
It
watch
is.
a
Yes.
lot of my anime. All right.
Yes.
It
Crunchyroll
is.
is really good app because you can watch on any device. It's all on like. Do you have like consoles and stuff? Like the apps are there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I have
yeah,
the
like it's fine.
PS5. I have the Amazon Prime. I have all of
Mhm.
that.
Hmm.
Uh, but I like to watch anime at the gym. It's just
Oh yeah, I
like,
do it all the time. Bleach is my
yeah,
gym anime.
I know. Like for real, I haven't gone on the treadmill in like 2 weeks because I ran out of One Piece episodes. So like not having One Piece in my life is making me fat.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Hmm.
All right. Well let's talk about the show that we're here to talk
How
about.
about we
And
introduce our guests first?
Oh yeah.
I felt like we
We're
didn't even have
so
to. Oh my
used to it.
god, I'm so. She's been on like two episodes in a row, so I totally forgot. Welcome back on our show, Toyin. Toyin, how are you?
I am great. I'm good. So I'm a huge like anime fan. Like one of the biggest things I'm into. It's like anime and then Marvel. So this show is good for that. And yeah, I'm also a co-host on Religiously Nerdy podcasts, and we also have like a blog and things like that where we talk about anime, manga, and other nerdy stuff. So yeah, I'm back.
Nice,
We've been on
nice.
each other's things, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We love you and your crew. You got your twin sister Toby, and we got Elizabeth, who I ran into a few times at Comic Con. So it's always fun to run into you guys. I love having you guys in our little community.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
All right, so lots of cool things are happening today. As of now, the writer strike is,
Oh,
sorry,
it's
the
done,
actor
right?
strike is done. Yes,
Yep.
so
Yes.
we can start bringing on people on our show because we have not been asking people to come on our show because we're like we don't know how comfortable they are. Like we've gotten permission to be entertainment journalists. We fall into that category, but other people might not want to be in that in that fine line, right? So we can now actually start promoting our shows back on Instagram and TikTok, which
Yep.
is where we get most of our viewers and stuff. So like we've been kind of slow for the last few, I guess, like I don't know, the last month or so, or the last few months, I
No, it's
guess.
been like 5 months, dude. No longer,
Since
dude. Since
May, right?
April. Yeah, May,
Yeah.
yeah. We haven't
Yeah, that's a
posted
long
like
time.
reels and whatnot. We've just completely slowed
Wait,
down.
this has been
It's
going on
six
since
months.
May?
6 months.
The WGA
Or
started in May,
August. August. No, July. July for the
July.
actors.
Yeah, July is when
July.
the SAG
I
after
remember
strike
this
started.
Okay.
because it was
Yeah.
like the day before we wanted to do a podcast with a voice actor, and it was just like, wow, like, so
Yeah.
that plan's like just like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
I know. There were a few people that we there were a few people that we wanted on our show too, and we couldn't get them on, and we were like, oh man, because of the strike, it really screwed us over. So we're gonna have a few voice actors on our show too, and some writers too. So now that the strike is over, so stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I'm
So
posting reels again, probably.
and we'll post reels. So yeah, check out all our videos on TikTok and Instagram. They're gonna be back up. I probably got a few. I got a few that we gotta
I
do.
still need
I
to
think
know.
the last one we did was Barbie and Oppenheimer, and we didn't do anything after that. So we still
Mhm.
got a lot of Loki episodes to post up. We got the Hassan Minaj thing to post up. We got a bunch of stuff to post up. So we'll be doing that soon.
Unleash it
So
all.
release it all. Release the Kraken. All right. Well, speaking of the Kraken, another monster that we have been, getting introduced to are these Titans. This show is probably one of the best shows that I have actually watched. It is so well made. It is done in a way where you have no idea what's coming next. And it definitely took me on a ride. Very different tone than something like One Piece, where One Piece is a little bit, silly and goofy, and you're here with it's all about the friendships and stuff. Friendships on in this show, maybe not so much. There's a lot of tension between friends, and this show gets in really really deep. It's very very different than other animes. Not that I'm an expert. I only know like two.
No, you're still accurate with that statement.
Okay, good. I definitely really really like this one, and I feel like it kept me guessing throughout the entire series from the beginning to the end, where I had no idea what was beyond the walls. I had no idea who were actually betraying other people. I don't know. It was really really cool. Jazz, what are your thoughts about the series as a whole?
So I've been watching this series since 2016. That's not when it first came out, but
Yeah.
I got into it a bit later. And yeah, it was flawless. Just animation quality, the feelings you get, like just everything about it. And it's just so masterfully done. Like there are 9 Titan shifters, and we had 9 parts for the whole show. There are one of you become a Titan shifter, you live for 11 years. The show lasted 11 years. Like every little detail is so meticulously done. It's
Oh
wonderful.
shit! I
I
didn't
think
know
like
they
the
were this
name of the
show.
first episode,
Oh no, we're
the
losing her.
last episode, I forget, but there's something with that too. Like, I have to look it up. Hold on.
Oh, the name of the episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, the the show when it first started, like I didn't really know what was I expecting, and I didn't know what the hell were these naked people just running around with no genitals. They made no sense to me, and then as I started, watching it, I'm like, you see the animation of these people zipping through like all these like buildings and zipping through like these forests and trying to kill these like giant titans. And I was just like, the animation is just so amazing. And then when we see some of the first titans or the people transform into titans, we get to see the fight scenes, and the fight scenes are so good because like they're not just like fighting like you would expect like animes to fight like in One Piece, but they're squaring up. They're like in like UFC positions. They're fighting. They're doing chokeholds. Like it's really really well done. It's like somebody who knows how to fight is choreographing these fight scenes,
Mhm.
and they look so cool and they look so authentic. Definitely one of like the better fight choreography animation that I've seen. I mean,
Definitely.
it's up there with like the Family Guy, the Chicken and Peter, and when they're fighting. But no, jokes aside, I think the fighting and the animation and all of the choreography of like the fights are just amazing on the show.
Oh,
Ja-
definitely.
yeah, Toyin, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
So also, I guess I'll say a little bit how I got into the show as well. So
Sure.
I was there since day one. I
Day one.
think it was 2013.
Yeah.
But like again with the so many plot twists, you come into the show. Okay, these like the first plot twist I think was that Aaron could turn into a Titan or something, right? So like,
Yeah.
so that was already a big like what happened, and then it just kept escalating from there. Not knowing where to show, you think you know one thing, and then you find out, oh, the people are actually turning to Titans. Like that was another thing, and then yeah. But yeah, again with the fights and the animation with like the maneuver gear, like that's so unique and so such a cool way, cool thing. Like the author that found this way, like, oh, this is how they will fight with the Titans and stuff. That was such a unique thing to see. So that was really cool. And yeah, and with Studio did like the first three seasons, and then Mappa did like the fourth and the finish, and they both did great jobs doing all the animation. So it's really good. Yeah, they really
Oh,
went
they
through.
switch animations halfway through.
Yeah, yeah, and
Hmm.
I'm sure you would notice. I mean, did you binge this? Like,
I did binge it, but I think I took
yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like right when season 4, like the final season, quote unquote, when they when you see the Marlians, that's when they change. And then you see
Oh
like
yes,
yeah,
yes.
and you can notice that the whole show also does a shift anyway at that point.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I guess that's why you don't notice it as much because the entire show
yeah,
had like a tonal shift and a plot shift where you're just
exactly.
in the real world and you're not just in this secluded island by yourself, right? So it makes a big difference.
Hmm.
Um, Jazz, what are your thoughts when it comes to how the show started off to how the show ended?
Have you seen that like picture of like a horse where it's like, very detailed in the
Yes.
beginning, very detailed in the middle, and then very detailed at the end?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on, let me see if we can pull it up.
I
It
think
I
was
know
just,
exactly what show you're
it's
talking
detailed
about.
through the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
but
And
actually, I found a better one.
there's one with like the final season kept dragging on, so there was just like a long neck. Is that what you're
That's the
saying?
one I'm talking about.
Like a
Yeah.
long neck. It
What
was
was
the
up with
final
that?
season for 3 years. It was the final season for three
So
years. Like
here's the thing, right? So it was a final season, and then they came back, and it was just one episode. It was just
it
one
was
long
part
episode.
one, part two, and then like the two specials, I believe, right? Like the two like long
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, they were just long episodes, and I was just like, okay, making sure I didn't miss anything, because I'm just like, they were going from like episode to episode to episode to like these long stories, and I'm just like, the
Yeah,
final
this one right
season is
here.
just one episode.
Yes, yes.
It's not the
That was
exact
it.
one that I saw, but
That's
yes, it's very
basically it.
close.
Yeah,
Season 4 is 4 seasons long.
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. And like
That's
again, it
so
is like
funny.
10 years, but it's not even that long. It's just because the manga was, I'm sure you're like learning this. Like manga and anime, they like can premiere at the same time.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and the manga is the source material, so like if they catch up, like they have to take breaks and things like that. But I mean, back in the day, they used to just do fillers. So nowadays, it's just
yeah,
hiatuses. So I'm sure you're like learning that now
yeah,
with
yeah.
like One Piece and all that. But
So
like, yeah.
do we know if the manga and the actual last season stayed close to the source material, or do we know if
I
they
think it
shifted?
even enhanced it. Like,
Oh
I
wow.
believe, like, so the manga ended, I think, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago it
2021.
ended. Um, like when they announced the final season. And I haven't read the manga, so, but this is what I've heard from people who read it. They said that like the anime really like enhanced it and made it more like meaningful and impactful and like more like made more sense like with the
Mm,
anime. They added more scenes and stuff, and the author worked with them with that, so it's not
yeah,
like it is like a true ending that the author wanted because he like worked with the creators on that for
yeah.
on the anime and things like that. So but I was
That's
kind of
someone.
surprised as to people were saying they didn't like the ending but in the manga or something, but like that was a whole nother thing I kept
Hmm.
hearing. But
All right. I'm very curious how you guys felt about the
Mhm.
ending to this, because you guys have you guys been on the anime train for a lot longer than me. Uh, but yeah, I love this story. It's very confusing. and you don't know what's
Time
going
travel.
on, and yeah, and then there's a little bit of time travel in there, but it's not time travel because he's everywhere all at once and so, or
Yes.
something like that. Like like he's time traveling, but he's also not time traveling, right? So it's wild because not only does he have all his memories from the past and the past of the people who were also that Titan, he also has all his memories from the future. So if you have your memories from the future, you're kind of just like at all times, like
Mm-hmm.
in every single memory
Moment
or
of time.
moment of time. It's a wild story. I really liked it, and it essentially drives Aaron crazy, or so we think.
Yep.
We don't know what's going on with him. Aaron Yeager, like it just, I just love his name. It's so dope.
It's great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so it's really cool. So basically, he comes from a village of where there's these people, and I believe they're called Eldians, right?
Yes.
And basically, they have the power to turn
Mm-hmm.
into these titans, and a few of them can turn into like special titans, right? Which give them power over the other people, which were the Marleyans,
Marlians, yeah.
Marleyans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Marleyans kind of just like did a you know I don't know, occupation, Holocaust, all of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff to these people, right? And their
Mm-hmm.
final solution was to there was a king apparently, and his final solution was to take them to a far off island and seclude them and have them live by themselves, and then enclose that with a bunch of these huge titans.
The
Uh,
walls
yeah, the
that
walls.
were Titans.
Yeah,
That ended up being Titans.
and then they live in this like world, and you're like, okay, this is like so far in the past, and they live in these world. They don't have modern technology, and then when they leave the wall and they leave and they go to the island, you realize that there is technology. There's like planes, and there's all these like other things that are around there. What was your reaction when you find that out, when that twist happened? Because that was the biggest
Hmm.
twist for me, even more than Aaron turned into a Titan, even the portrayal of Reiner and some of the and Annie. The biggest twist was, holy crap, there's another world out there that they don't know about.
That's a big deal. Yeah, I think, and the thing is, there's foreshadows it from the very beginning. You know how I know, like this story is so complex. There's a lot to say about this, but like going back to when they were kids, Armin always wanted to explore, go beyond the walls, and that's why they're part of the Survey Corps,
Yeah,
or yeah, they're the scouts. I think the
the
dub says
scouts.
scouts. Yeah. And yeah, so that's why they go on this journey and stuff, and then them finally like learning the truth. I think the biggest twist for me was when they went to the basement, they opened the basement, they read all his father's stuff, and then you see all of like that history over there. And then when I think they reach that point at the end of season 3 or something, they find out what's in the basement, and then they explore out, and then they find out that there's a whole nother world out there. That yeah, I think the owl that kind of is like connected to me, that big twist. So I think that also I agree is one of those that twist is one of my biggest twists as well. Finding out the outside world and all of that. Um and they're basically just expelling Eldians, and they're all the Titans that roam around too. Like that was just
Yeah,
like that was a lot too.
that
um
yeah that was crazy. Jazz, what are your thoughts about the twist of the outside world in Attack on Titan?
So I read the manga entirely and I was reading it throughout me
mhm.
watching it. So I kind of sort of knew everything coming up. But
Okay.
when I first read the manga, the twists were like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. But I will tell you one thing: the anime and the manga are just like perfect. They
Great.
held up completely. There was like Toyin said, it did improve the manga just because like you got more of a immersive feel to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just extremely consistent and well done.
That's great.
Mm, very cool. So, out of everybody on this show, I would like to know, like, who is your favorite character? Like, who do you like?
Mm.
There is
I
one correct answer.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Who is it?
Dang.
Hanji-san.
Hanji is my favorite. I was gonna say it, so that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I fuck with our short
Hanji's my
king
favorite.
Levi. I love Levi. He's so badass.
Levi's is
Okay, there are
close
two correct
second.
answers.
Levi is
Yeah.
so second. The two of them, I love them so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Mikasa is pretty good too. I feel like
Mikasa's great.
I can't hate on Mikasa.
No,
Uh,
very
so
skilled. I think she was like way back when, like one of the top scouts, right? Was it her?
yeah, she's
Yeah,
just built. She's like, yo, she's just built
She's just
she's
different.
built
African
different.
blood, man.
She's just built different.
Exactly. That was a interesting twist too, where she was like, she was basically had to protect Eren at all costs. Like she couldn't really go against
Just the
that.
second link.
Yeah. So and I
Some
couldn't
sort.
figure out whether that was mind games that Eren was playing on her and just telling her that because that's what she needed to hear, or she really like under this spell where she can't do anything except protect him.
That's
It's the
wild
Ackerman
stuff.
blood. That's exactly how it is. She
Wild.
could not disobey that order.
It's
That's
wild.
wild.
So like, is that why they like? Then what are her feelings really hers, or like that was a whole thing?
Right?
Oh no, her feelings are hers. Because even when she got the headaches and she
Mhm.
eventually did kill Aaron, she still loved him.
Yeah. So
Like she was
there you
able to
go.
break away from her bonds and then still have the same emotions. And then she would go back. I know we're spoiling here, obviously, because we all seen it. And if you haven't seen it, well, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah, that
ending,
should
if you
be a
watch the
big.
credit scene, you see her going back to Aaron's grave. You see her with her
Yeah.
kid, with her
Yeah.
husband. She
Hmm.
keeps going back. Like she still loves him.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's true. That's true, man. I love this question here. Who would you cast in the live action
No,
Attack
no
on
live
Titan?
action, please. No, no live action for this. I
I
think,
yeah, I don't think they could do a live action. It can't do it justice.
I think, I mean, I think Japan has one. Like Japan has a live action for it.
They do.
Really? Is it
Yeah,
gonna good?
I don't. I didn't even
Eh.
bother to see. Like,
Yeah.
Look, well, what I see online, there are about 500 ratings, and it's rated at 3.2,
okay,
and
so no.
distributed as either 5 stars or 1 stars. Like there's very little in between.
All right.
Wow, that's so
All
weird.
right.
So
We're not even going to entertain the thought then.
I do not want a live action. Yeah, but going back to the favorite character, yes, Hanji is my favorite character for many reasons. I really liked
Mm,
her curiosity. She's just a funny person. She's just hilarious. And the curiosity for Titans and stuff, like why she joined the Survey Corps and all of that. And how
yeah.
she best buddies with Levi. That was great too.
I love it. I love how Levi is like 2 feet shorter than her. It's just so funny. No, Hanji is a great character, and she got a really good death. And I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of the
it was
characters
amazing.
got a
Hmm.
lot of these characters get a good death,
Had a
and I
great day.
really
Hmm.
really enjoy the way they took care of these characters and made us really feel for them. Uh, but with him, Barenthal, he was another one who you
Salt.
yeah, him and Reiner, when we found out that they were there to betray them, was wild. Um, I don't know, and then we got to see him come back in this, which I thought was really cool, and a little bit of
Yeah,
like,
seeing everyone come back was nice.
yeah,
Also, I think my third favorite character was Erwin. I loved him so much as well. Um,
yeah,
Erwin
it's
was great
crazy.
too. It's funny how like the older ones are the ones like I mean the main characters are great.
Yeah,
They're fine, but it's like the older characters that we really love and all of that. So yeah.
yeah, no, it's very cool. Big fan of all of that. So let's kind of go in and we talked about the show as a whole. Let's talk about this particular finale, right? So we start off with like uh, Zeke. Zeke is definitely a character where I was like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? I am so confused. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, does anybody know? Does he know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, right? Like, and his superpower was he can throw a baseball really hard, which was
Yes.
basically like he can take rocks and stuff and just turn them into missiles. But he could also turn other people into titans if they drink a certain blood, which I thought was really cool when they realized that the entire army was kind of drank this spinal fluid by
Hmm.
accident, and now they can be turned into titans at
Yeah, that was crazy.
Zeke's wheel. That was wild.
That was some crazy
Um,
stuff.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. and I really really like that. So okay, so now Zeke has this fake body. It's not really him. We don't know what's going on with Zeke or where he is. And then Armin becomes captain because Hanji is gonna go Leroy Jenkins and try to buy them time so they can get off the ship, right?
Not try. She succeeded.
She succeeds. Hell yeah, fucking Hanji,
Mhm.
man, fucking badass little pirate. Which one call it eye patch and shit. We love to see it. She had no depth perception, but she could really fuck more people up, man. And then they fly off and they seem to be getting away. Um, and then they run into Aaron, and they're trying to stop him, and they go after him, and Peak ends up putting the dynamite on his neck, but right before that happens, he gets stabbed,
That was
and
intense.
yeah,
Gosh.
and then they had this like I don't know, like a 5 minute scene where like Peak just like dies and then jumps out her body and then becomes Titan again and then dies and then jumps out her
Yes.
body and becomes like over and over again. I was just like, yo, this is so badass. Uh, Peak was really really cool in this episode. I really liked her too. Um, and then we find out a little bit of the founder Ymir. What's going on
Yeah.
with that? You kind of see them in the shadows a little bit, and then we see like all of these other titans come back from the past. Some you've never seen before, some we have. I thought
Yeah.
that was really cool, and I was
Also,
wondering if some of them were maybe like referenced in the manga that never got captured in like live action, and maybe that's what they were, or they were just completely brand new titans that we've never seen before.
They were in the manga. Like they were again. Like it's not like they were referenced in the manga, but they were
Yeah.
there at the very end, and the
Yeah.
anime just brought them to life.
Gotcha.
Literally.
that
Gotcha.
was so cool because it was like I guess there's so many like more animal type titans. I remember way back. I think it was one of the anime. I made was it the third ending theme or one of the themes where like it kind of like alluded to this. Also, there's a lot of Easter eggs through like the ending themes, the opening themes,
Mm-hmm.
foreshadowing and stuff that we just didn't realize and they didn't get to until way later in the anime. But the whole animal like Titan things was pretty cool too to see. And then like when Falco came in, I was like, what is that?
Yeah. The, I was like, you know what? We should have known that he was going to turn into a bird because his name is Falco, which is basically Falcon.
Falcon.
I was, I was like, all right, that makes sense. So basically, like he turned. He thought in his dream that he was flying, and then he turned into a Titan, blows up
Yeah.
the ship, and then basically everyone's like, all right, well the ship's blown up, but you need to give us a ride, and then he gives them a ride, and then he
Perfect
saves
timing.
everybody. Yeah. Someone said the third opening theme showed Animal Titans. Oh, okay, yeah, they
Okay.
already existed. Okay, very cool. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was cool. And then there were like the refugees versus the soldiers, and they were kind of
Oh.
fighting, and we're like, oh, what's going on here, right? And I didn't know like if they were gonna fight, if they were not gonna fight, what was gonna happen, and then some of the refugees were related to Reiner, Falco,
Mhm.
and Gabby. Uh, so I thought that was really cool. That like what's gonna
Their
happen with
parents.
them? Yeah,
Hmm.
with the parents and stuff like that. So that was really cool that they could bring them in. Um, and then at one point, I think they do turn into Titans,
Yeah.
and then they get reversed, and I was like,
Okay, I
oh
love that. I love the reversal thing because it just made everyone just like
yeah.
there was just such big relief. I was like, it's all gone, right? The time powers are gone. No one has to no death limit or whatever that people no life
Yeah,
limits. And I was like, wow, that's just like so because we were all like sad for like a split second.
I know. They were big sad.
Yeah,
Um, and then also like some of the Titans were like shooting bows and arrows at them, and I was just like,
ridiculous.
where did they get these bows and arrows? And they're just like bones of like
Yeah,
Aaron.
bones.
So also Aaron becomes that monster is so gross looking. Like it's just it's so
You
funny.
know why though,
Yeah,
right?
that weird
No,
centipede.
why?
Yeah, as Toy was saying, like at the when he first transformed into the coordinate, which is the big Titan, right? His head was chopped off because of
And it was
Gabby.
connected. Yeah, Gabby shot him a few like a while back, and that's how
Yeah.
he got beheaded, but he couldn't because he just got connected back again.
Right.
So it's
but
like an
one-
extension of
Oh.
that, right? And then it's funny, Gabby did it again.
Yeah,
This
yo,
episode,
Gabby's
that was funny.
Gabby's a sniper, yo. She got that. When she got that shot off, I was like, oh no, she didn't. This little like
Mhm.
5-year-old just like taking shots off people. Oh man. Yeah, no.
I still hate her.
Do you hate Gabby Neves? Because I still hate Gabby. Do you still? Some people like.
Wait, what did Gabby do? I do remember hating her, but I forget why. She did something.
Gabby do.
Did she kill Sasha, right? Or no?
Yep, Sasha.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love Sasha. All she wanted to do was eat, man.
It was so sad. Oh, Connie and
Uh.
Sasha and oh my gosh.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I still hate
surprised.
Gabby.
I'm surprised Connie stuck around for so long, man. I really thought Connie was going to die. He stuck around for quite a bit.
A lot of them stuck around. Like in the
Yeah.
end, like only Sasha really died. And of the 10, it was just Sasha, right?
Hanji, there were a few
No, I'm talking about like of their class.
of the
Like,
class. Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
they were the top 10 or whatever. I think it was only Sasha.
Yeah.
Gina's still alive. Like all of them, like even like Reiner. Oh,
yeah.
the Berthold.
Yeah, Bernthal. Yeah, he
He's dead.
died.
He's dead. Okay.
Connie should
Yeah.
have died too.
Yeah.
That's not a hot take. Like when he stole who was it, Armin that he stole so he can save his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, way to put all of humanity at risk just for your own selfish thing. Like,
Yeah.
But
and
yeah.
also I
How
hate
deep.
Gabby because she thinks she's so goddamn important. Like, screw you.
Like I
Gabby?
don't even want to hear the argument. Like, oh, she's a kid. Like, just like Aaron. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really care.
See, I would
Okay.
buy that argument if Falco hadn't told her, hey, we're killing each other. Everyone's pissed. Do not make it worse. And what did she do
He
in the
made
next
it. She
scene?
made it worse.
She made it worse.
She
Like,
made it worse.
no. You can't tell me she's a kid and she's ignorant when she was literally told 2 seconds ago not to do this one
To
thing
do
and she
it,
does it
and then she
anyways.
went ahead and did it. Yeah.
That bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then she saw
Alright.
like Sasha's family and everything. It was like, what? Like what? Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. And also, like, didn't she get like adopted by somebody's family and then she stayed with them?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
Sasha's family.
Oh, that was Sasha's family.
Yes.
Damn, what a
wild.
bitch. And they protected her too. God damn it.
Yes, they did.
Man,
God.
it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so our boy Armin had been eaten and got like his mouth stuffed with
Kidnapped or
something.
whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. And he was in some kind of like realm, and he meets Zeke in the realm. And him and Zeke kind of just like, you know,
And
Have a
Zeke, that
con-
motherfucker is building a goddamn sandcastle.
he's building sandcastles, right? Exactly. And I don't know. And at one point he holds a leaf, and then apparently he sees a leaf, and the other person sees the baseball, and
Yeah.
I guess like that convinces Zeke to kind of help out. So what happens is like the Titans end up turning on each other. So it looks like they were turning on each other because of Zeke's control. And then Zeke finally shows up and comes out, and you're like, "Oh shit, Zeke is helping now." And then Gabby shoots that motherfucker.
No, it was okay.
No,
so
it wasn't
Levi.
Gabby. It
No, it wasn't
Levi.
Gabby.
He
It was
sliced him
Levi.
off.
Levi
Yeah.
So
sliced him up.
Levi, all injured and like I can't like, and he just minute he sees him, it was not even a breath. Like it was just
No
done.
thoughts, head empty. Just
No
cuts his head
thoughts.
off.
like
Yeah.
I loved that so
Yeah.
much.
But like Zeke
what
was
they-
helping them.
what the two of them have been through.
Yeah. They got
conflict
beef.
had. Full circle.
Well, he had to die. Like, if he didn't die, then
So when
Aaron
he
was still connected
died-
to royal blood.
Oh, you're right. He had to die regardless.
He had to die, otherwise the rumbling wouldn't stop.
Yeah, because when
Mm.
he died, that's when the rumblings stopped. That's when they stopped marching, right? Like just when that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that scene where the lady falls and she has a little baby and they throw the little baby up and everyone was saving the baby. Oh my god.
So
I
that-
was like, no.
That was crazy. The red and all of that. So that was like a reference
Yeah.
to Schindler's List. There's a reference to that.
Oh, that
Mhm.
makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Oh
so it's
man.
cool to see that. Hmm.
There's a lot of similarities between this and like the Holocaust and how the
Of
Jews were
course.
treated,
And like
and
what's
then
going on in Palestine, I was like, this is way too relevant
yeah,
now.
way too relevant sometimes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, so they blow up Aaron's neck, and then this glowworm starts showing up, and then
Hmm.
Reiner and everyone else trying to, what the hell is this glowworm? I didn't understand
Reiner.
the glowworm.
Reiner, one of the MVPs of this episode. The
Yeah.
way he held that down and everything. So I don't know. So the glowworm thing. This was when there was an episode a while back about Emir's backstory. So that's
Mm-hmm.
basically like
Mm-hmm.
how she like goes into a tree, finds like this power, basically. Like that's what
It's the
that is, right?
devil.
Yeah,
She made a
like
deal
that's
with the
what.
devil and took her power. The power merged with her.
Yeah,
Ah, it's
so
like her devil
that's what
fruit.
that is. It's
Ah,
basically
gotcha.
like the source of like the I guess the Titans and all of that, like the life force or whatever that means.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's what that is. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. All right. And then while this fight is happening, somebody passed gas, and there's like gas everywhere now.
It was the worm.
It was a worm, and then this gas is having an effect on people.
It's like
Eh,
is that the Titan thing, right? That turns people into Titans, right? Like the aliens activates their Titan
Yeah,
powers.
they
That
become titans.
yeah, that's
yeah.
what that was.
Same way Zeke screams, this
Yeah.
gas will turn you into a titan if you have the lineage for it.
If you have the lineage, yeah, and which is what
Mhm.
happens to all of their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then while this is happening, apparently Mikasa has this dream with where she and Eren are like married and together and living in like a cabin outside of
Oh.
like, and I was just like, well, this ain't happening. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And then they finally kiss too, I guess. Or no, did they not kiss?
No,
I,
no, not
no, no,
yet.
they don't kiss. They don't kiss yet. Not while he still has his head on his body.
Oh, I
We'll
was
get to
like,
that later. Oh my
that's
god.
Oh
wild.
man. Yeah. What were your thoughts about the whole dream sequence with Mikasa and Eren? That felt kind of random a little bit to me.
It's just tragic. It's just what they want, the life they want that they just can't have. And there's no way of stopping Aaron at this point. There's no way. The only way is to kill him, of course. But like,
Yeah.
they don't want him to die. None of his friends want him to die.
Yeah. But it
That
seems like
because
Eren knew that they would have to kill him,
that's the
and
only
that
way. Because it's his future. You can't see past his death, basically.
yeah,
Like that's the
exactly.
only way to like. Because he knows what the future is like. He kills 80% of the population. But
Yeah.
like, if he's not, unless he dies, it's so
Yeah.
interesting how that works.
He can
But
see
yeah.
past because Grisha was able to see Eren in the future.
Who was able
Grisha
to see Eren?
after. Hmm. Did,
Who's
did he?
Grisha?
Grisha's Eren's dad.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
He was seeing Eren
I guess I missed that. When was that? Like when he was seeing Aaron
when he
after
killed
he
the
after
family.
Grisha's death, but seeing Aaron.
It was Eren in the future, which would have been after Grisha's death. So yeah, he saw the Attack
Hmm.
Titan sees all of time all at once. So Eren
Hmm.
definitely could see the future beyond his own death.
Okay, interesting. I don't know, but okay.
Or
Is
maybe
it
not,
be?
That's
because all of
it.
Titans ended. So I think that's the end of just
Maybe that's
technically.
why.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because there's no more Titans after that.
Maybe
Yeah.
that makes sense. I guess if every time there is a descendant or of
Yeah.
okay, I see.
So it looks like in here we see Eren talking to Armin in a sequence, and he's basically saying like, from my understanding, and again, like I was reading the subtitles, and I don't always sometimes I look away on my phone and I forget what's happening, but it seems like his goal was to kill 80% of the people and
Yeah.
leave a few of them alive, but have his friends save the world so that they don't get blamed for all of the killing because they were the ones that saved
Mm-hmm.
the people from the killing. So now this new world of just the 20% of people will treat them as heroes instead of like villains. And that seemed to be his plan. Do I get that right, or am I missing something?
Yes, you got it
That's
right.
right.
All right. So that makes sense. I don't know. It seems like it works. what are your thoughts
was
about
it?
this plan?
Would it have worked though? Like, to be like, say that happened. I don't know.
Well,
It didn't work.
I mean, of course it didn't work, but like, yeah. What if?
I mean, it worked in the sense of there were no more Titans, right?
That's true.
So it kind of euthanized. So the euthanization plan kind of worked, but I guess also
No, but like the opposite, because then like people who could turn into Titans would still be around, right?
yeah, but they couldn't turn
And
into
they had
Titans anymore, right?
kids.
Okay.
Well, they couldn't turn into Titans because there was no coordinate.
Yeah.
And then we end up getting another coordinate way later.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, right? So we'll get to that in a little bit. But we see that Mikasa, when she's fighting, they make a hole in a little bit of a hole, and she goes through it.
Oh, that was
and
great.
sh-
That
and then she
action
chops off his head, and then kind of makes out with him a little bit. What are your thoughts?
Levi coming in with the thunder spears, made beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful, with his injured leg, everything. I just love his story. Like, he doesn't have to do anything anymore. He's done. That's all he needed to do.
Yeah.
And then Mikasa comes in, slice.
Slice. And she had to overcome her programming, right? Because she was the person who basically could not kill him, and she had to be the one to get it done. Very interesting. You know, it set up the tone where it was like he tells her how much he hates her and how much, like, you know, she's kind of just like a slave to him because of her blood and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously it hurt her.
Listen to that.
Yeah. And then boom, she kills him. What are your thoughts about that, Jazz? About Mikasa killing Eren?
I mean, it had to happen. The makeout.
I'm glad it happened.
The makeout part was wild.
Okay,
Yeah.
like picks up. That was like, that's weird, and just like holding a head, like that was weird.
Yeah, she might have some mental issues. She might need some therapy. Are there therapies in Eldion and
No.
and the
Everyone
Marlene
needs
Society?
therapy. All of them need therapy.
All of them need therapy. Exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that was sad though.
that-
It's so
that-
tragic. It's a tragic story.
It is a tragic
is.
story. And then after Eren explains what he's doing, he erases Armin's memory, and then they have no idea what's going to happen. And then they kind of show this like little aftermath thing where like Levi is giving somebody a lollipop in a wheelchair, which I thought was funny because there was like a scene in a few episodes ago where like a clown was giving Levi a lollipop and I thought he was a child.
Yes,
because he's
that
so
was
short.
bad. Full circle.
I thought that was really, really funny. And then a bird tried to take Mikasa's scarf, and she was like, "Oh, the bird tried to take my scarf." And I don't know what that meant. I don't know if she thought that
Eren's a bird.
Eren's a bird now. He got a little reincarnation going on there.
He's free.
But then like where she buries him, and then they showed like this thing where like like time is passing, and she comes back with her family, and then like there's war again in the background. We don't know what's going on. So apparently like a whole nother season of Attack on Titans happened.
They go way like, even past our future. Like
yeah.
like yeah.
What was that all about? I want to know. Will we ever get to learn that, or there's just like, hey, little
symbolism? It's just gonna be just cycles.
Just a cycle, right? Yeah, saying like, hey, this is going to happen again. History repeats itself, if you may.
So is it because like again, like this power is like immortal, right? I don't think it really could ever go away, right? Like it's immortal, so the centipede thing is somewhere in that. Yeah.
I guess, right? That glowworm. I don't know if that glowworm actually died. Yeah. Oh, we got some people in the comments. Hey guys. So I don't know. That's the end of that episode. That's how it ends. again, probably one of the best animes, but again, I don't have a great reference point as
No,
you
but
guys do.
like you like getting into anime and seeing like one of the best ones is it's pretty good.
I know it kind of it kind of ruins it for me. It's like it's like your first girlfriend is like what you call it, Margot Robbie, and then you're just like everyone else is gonna be like not gonna live up to it.
But yeah, like that's the thing about anime though. It's like there's just like TV. It's so many different genres and stuff. So it's nothing's really gonna be like the same. You can find like so many different things out there, and they're all equally
Yeah.
good. Like sure, Attack on Titan is one of the best. It's personally still not my favorite anime though. So there
Wait,
you
which
go.
one's your favorite?
So my favorite anime is called Gintama. I don't think anyone has heard. Anyone who doesn't know anime really hasn't heard of it. But it's a shonen action anime, but it's also like a comedy parody anime. They parody a lot of like popular anime out there as well. So but yeah, that's my favorite
Okay.
anime. Have you heard of Gintama, Jazz?
Yep,
Yeah. Have you seen some of it or
I've seen a good chunk of it.
yeah, so that's my favorite anime, but for other reasons. But
Nice. All right.
but
Well,
like mhm.
I'll have to get into a few more. So like until I get my Crunchyroll, uh, I
Yes.
will have to try a new one. I heard this one called like My Happy Marriage.
That's
That
on
one
Netflix.
is that's
That's
on
good.
Netflix. Yeah,
Shoujo anime. Get
I
into
might
other stuff.
I might check
Get
that
away
out.
from the shonen mainstream.
I heard Demon Slayer is another one that I hear a lot about. I see
That's
people
a good
cosplay
one.
as that. So Demon Slayer is one I might dive into. I don't know, man. We might start a new section on our podcast called Salaam Anime, and we just talk about anime shows. So we
Sure.
don't
I
know
think
where
it's
we'll end up.
perfect. I think it's a good way to like, oh, Neebs gets into anime, so like document that like journey.
Yeah, document my journey, cause One Piece is just amazing. Maybe Jazz, maybe we can do One Piece episodes, but we just talk about the arcs, like
Okay,
not episode by episode, but like arc by arc.
sure.
Hmm.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. I would
Hmm.
love to do because One Piece is so good. It's so good.
Hmm.
Um, but I think like what really gets these like anime shows that they spend a lot of time on the characters,
Hmm.
and they
Good thing.
really get you like invested in them, right? Like
Hmm.
why the fuck do I care about Sasha? But like I do, you know. Or I
Mhm.
like they're about to kill Falco, and I was like, all right, man, he's a brat, but come on, man, don't kill Falco. He drank the wine, man. Like it's just like all these things where you just like get invested in these characters. You don't know. You could hate Reiner, and then at the end of it, you're like,
No,
Reiner's one of the biggest heroes.
like I still don't like him, but like he did show himself like in this episode. Like he did a
Yeah,
lot of those episodes. So yeah. Hmm.
yeah, dude, the animation is just so great. Like the fights, the injuries, so good.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we'll ever have an anime like this, but I am definitely happy that I got to go on this journey and I got to watch it and I got to watch the finale with everybody live and nothing got spoiled for me. This is one of the few
Great.
animes where nothing, because there's a lot of things in One Piece that are spoiled for me. Thanks, Jazz.
It's not
But
my fault.
But I think
you
it's because like do you follow like all these do you
no
follow
like
like that's why. It's because like
no
you weren't really into it, right? Yeah.
yeah, I
Mhm.
don't really follow any like accounts
Mhm.
that talk about Attack on Titan, so I didn't really like
Yeah.
anything spoil. Whereas like Jazz is always talking about this boat that's going to like make him cry, and
Make
I
you
saw
cry.
and I saw that coming for like 4 episodes, and I'm just like, when is this gonna happen?
But did you cry?
I was super sad. I was super sad, but I didn't cry because I saw it coming for like 10 episodes.
You have no heart.
Well, you ruined it for me. If I
I didn't know
had
you were
like
actually gonna watch the damn thing.
I know. I didn't know I was gonna watch this either. I never. I didn't know I was gonna go this route.
Did Attack on Titan make you cry? Did Attack
No,
on Titan make
I don't think so.
you
I
hmm
don't remember it crying. It did make me feel sad, but I
It
don't
made
know
me
if it
very
actually made.
sad. It didn't make me cry either, but maybe like a little teary eyed. Like especially when I
Yeah.
saw like dead Erwin again and like those characters. Yeah.
So here's the thing about me. Like I never cry for sad things. I always cry for happy things. Like if
Yeah, like you
something
just
really
get
happy
excited.
happens, like I cry. Like when Will Smith finally gets a job at the end of Pursuit of Happiness, like that makes me so happy that like
Yeah.
I cry, right? Like
Mhm.
I always cry at happy things. I don't cry at sad things
That's
because
nice. That's
the
nice.
world is sad enough. Like I'm like desensitized to it, right? But when something happened where like, you know, something amazing, like one thing that always makes me cry is in Star Wars when Rebels, when Kanan gets his eyesight back at the very end before he dies, like, oh, that makes me cry.
Nice.
He got to see his wife one last time before he dies. That makes me
Things like
so
that.
sad. That makes me so sad. And like, because it's a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful for him to be able to see his wife one last time before he died with his own eyes. And like, happy moments like that make me cry. But
Mhm.
like, sad moments don't make me cry that much. I'm like dead
Interesting.
and I'm dead inside when it
No,
comes to
no, you're
those
not.
things.
No, you're not. Or maybe
Yeah.
you are.
Cause even
Or you're a pessimist, like is your
no,
natural
because
state.
even the Mary, like when the Mary in One Piece was destroyed, I wasn't sad that the Mary was dead. I was sad because the Mary was so happy to go. She was like, I had the best time with you guys. I loved it. I had a good life. Like the Mary was happy to go. That's what made me sad. That's what made
There
me
you
want to
go.
cry. Not the fact that like she was going, but the fact that she just like lived her life so like full of
Hmm.
adventure and she loved the people that she was with, like that beautifulness makes me cry all the time because
That's
like
some great storytelling that
it's
we
good
get from anime.
storytelling.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to. It's all like they're not live action. You can still have emotions. It's nothing like. I would even say sometimes it's even better than like
Yeah,
regular television. So yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Toby is saying that she cried when she saw Mikasa holding Aaron's head and then
yeah.
Armin saw his end. That was, yeah, that was kind of sad.
The
That was
three
really
of
sad.
them, and they
I
kept
know.
going back to their childhood. Like that was just like, why are you doing this to us?
Yeah, I know.
Flashbacks to their lives and their childhood, like that they were the three of them since the
They're
beginning. They've
they're
been through a
the
lot.
best friends that anyone could
Power
have.
of
Like,
friendship, guys. It's the power of friendship.
it's the power of friendship. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anything else that we didn't talk about that we missed that you want to mention before we go?
I think that was good. Yeah, we talked about the end credits, right? Yeah, the
Yeah, we
whole
talked about the end credits. We talked about the show. We talked about a few of the earlier seasons.
hmm
Um, yeah, again, a great show. One of the best animes. Um, I don't know where I'll go from here, but I will keep you guys updated. But until then, guys, that's all I got. What about you,
hmm
Jazz? Anything you want to say before we go?
Nah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the other animes you get into now.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
I look forward to it.
We will be starting Salaam anime. It'll be coming up, and then we'll have, who knows, man. Maybe we'll have some people on the podcast who know some of these animes, some expertise. Maybe I'll go from watch with Neebs to watch with Weebs. I don't know. Is that what they call them?
God damn.
Oh gosh. Oh
Look
my
at that.
god.
Look at me, even knowing the terminologies.
Look
I'm
at
growing.
you.
I'm growing. I'm growing. All right, guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys liked our first anime episode. That's all we got to share with you guys. And until next time, guys. Oh, Toyin, before we go, want to let people know where they can find you?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm on Instagram at I'm Toying. I have it is IMTOYING. Cosplay, so that's another step into weebhood cosplay and stuff like that. So
I cosplay, yeah, for sure.
so and also religiously nerdy is I'm part of that group where we have a podcast and blog and we talk about anime, manga, other nerdy things as well. And we're also on Twitter at Three Muslim Nerds. hmm
Perfect. Awesome. All right, cool, guys. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We will have an episode tomorrow. We are covering the Marvels tomorrow, so tune in for that. And then we will probably cover reality TV show, The Bachelor and the Golden Bachelor on, I will say, either Friday or Saturday, and then we'll also capture Loki. So we got a busy week. This week. So tune in. We're probably gonna have a podcast every single day starting today. So until Sunday. So join us for any one of those podcasts. And until next time, guys, Salaam nerds.
Peace.